My name is YanPughJones. I'm an engineer. I hope this can give you a clue what it is I do. Does anyone know what this is? No, it is? This is off of my car that I drove in this morning actually. It's a brake pad. I'm an engineer working in the automotive sector. I work over at Aston Martin, so I work on products like the DB9, the V8 Vantage, the DBS, the kind of cars that you've seen in James Bond, high-end exotic luxury cars. As an engineer I work for Aston Martin in the vehicle safety department. I specialise in pedestrian safety, so making the vehicles as safe as they can be. It's a new legislation that came into place fairly recently, and so it's a challenge for our company as an engineering company to meet those requirements so that we can continue to sell our vehicles legally in different markets around the world. Also, there is a bit of safety within my job, so I work with occupant safety, and I also do structural design and analysis as part of the safety role.
Brilliant. Can you also tell me why you wanted to become an engineer?
Yeah, I wanted to become an engineer because of my interest when I was doing A-levels. I was particularly interested in mathematics, in physics, and design and technology. And there's really a few careers you can go on to from that. You can go into mathematics, you can go into accounting, into science, but for me engineering was really the most hands-on way to use those. And engineering to me is the application of mathematics and physics to solve real-world problems. As an engineer you get to work on some really cool products. I get to work on really fast cars.
So when you're not working, what do you do in your spare time?
I do a few things. I play ultimate frisbee. It's a sport I picked up when I was over in Australia doing a year out. It's a competitive team sport played with a frisbee. It's fairly big in the UK, it's starting to catch on, but it's a lot bigger in America and in Australia. It's a lot of fun. I play with a team in Leamington called the Leamington Lemmings. I also play in a band called the Checkers. Play guitar and sing with the band. Starting to get some gigs around Birmingham, which is good fun.
Oh, cool. Has engineering itself allowed you to travel anywhere interesting?
Yeah, I've travelled fairly frequently to Sweden, to Gothenburg, where we do a lot of our crash testing with Volvo. I also go to Germany. I've been to Germany a few times, been to conferences, and also working with some partners out there.
Is this your first job as an engineer?
This is my first job as an engineer. I went straight from university to Aston Martin. I've been there now for 3.5 years. Previously to that I was a sponsored student with Ford Motor Company, so I worked for my summer holidays and I did a year out with Ford while I was studying. Obviously at the time I graduated, Aston Martin was still owned by Ford, so it tied in for me to go and work with Aston Martin. Subsequently split off onto a separate company.
What type of person do you think would be most suited to engineering? What sort of assets would they need?
Primarily to be an engineer you need to be at least competent in maths and physics. You have to have a desire to solve problems and an interest in solving problems, and you have to have a certain amount of creativity in how you approach problem solving. It helps to be very organised and diligent. Engineers are expected to tell the truth, the decisions they make and the tests they do. And yeah, it's really anyone who's got those qualities. If you're good at solving problems, if you're creative, if you've got a strong background in mathematics and science, particularly in physics, then yeah, engineering could well be for you.
Who's your favourite engineer and why?
Engineers tend not to be very famous people. They tend to be the people who do the work in the background that isn't really seen. Having said which, one of my favourite engineers is a guy called Jones, who worked at Ford for a number of years, ended up as their, I think, vice president for technical engineering, and he's really responsible for a lot of the work that went on in Ford in the 90s through to 2000, creating Ford's reputation for vehicle dynamics. He's pretty renowned as a vehicle dynamics expert, and he's a very good development engineer, and he's led a lot of the work Ford have done in characterising the engineering parameters that make a vehicle handle well. So you can mathematically define what makes a Ford steer like a Ford, what makes a Ford suspension like a Ford suspension, what makes a Ford engine feel like an engine. So then if you design an engine in America using the same set of parameters you design an engine in Europe from two different places, they'll both feel like Ford engines. So he's really led the way in that, and he's very renowned for his ability to lead people and come up with very good technical solutions.
So not Henry Ford then? Thought that was going to be the first answer.
Yeah, Henry Ford, you can't go wrong. He's more on the, I guess, more on the manufacturing side was his genius. You know, the way he productionised the manufacture of cars was all done in a production line.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
For me, the best part is seeing production vehicles rolling off the line, and I've designed components that are on those cars. It's really, really satisfying, seeing the first of the Advanced RS come off the production line, the prototypes, and knowing that I've designed a lot of the structure on those vehicles. It's very, very satisfying.
Would you recommend engineering, or your job in particular, to people who aren't yet sure about what it is they want to do?
Yeah, definitely. Engineering is something I'm very passionate about and I really enjoy as a job. It's not for everybody. If you're not mathematically literate, or if you're not good at physics, then it really might not be the job for you. But if you do have those qualities, then I can't really recommend it high enough. It's great fun and a really good career to pursue.
And finally, do you own a Ford?
I don't own a Ford. I own a Volkswagen Polo, which only just got me here today.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.